Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be playing my TBR game for the second month, The Field of Reeds. Da, 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 da. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with explaining the game rules, and then we'll go over last month's TBR, see how I did, if I have to use a 12-sided die or a 20-sided die, and if I have to take a punishment prompt, we shall see. So let's go ahead and explain the game really quick. This is heavily inspired by Sylvia at Library Unbounded. She does the Lord of the Reeds 2, very heavily inspired by her, as well as Stephanie at, I can't remember her channel name, but she does TBR Star Hop. And those are my two favorite games to watch each month. So of course I wanted to make my game be quite similar to theirs. So thank you to them. Definitely go check out their channels if you haven't already. I'm sure you have. But basically what I have to do is roll around this board and get around the field. So it's from home plate all the way back to home plate. And I have to do that by rolling the dice as many times as it takes to get around the board using either a 12 or a 20-sided die. If I beat my TBR from the previous month, I can choose to use a 20-sided die, but if I don't, I have to use the 12, and whatever happens, happens. So, yeah, if I land on a blank space, that means I have to choose one of the prompt cards, and here's what the prompt cards look like. They are, have our logo on the back. There are 150 of these. And I have to pick one of these and pick a book that it corresponds to that. I get to earn that card if I complete the prompt by the end of the month. So for March, if I complete the prompt by the end of March, I get to collect the card and add it to my collection of cards. And then if we land on the series jar, we will pull from the series jar, and that has all of the series that I've started and have not completed yet. If we land on the TBR jar tile, we will have to pick a book from the TBR jar. And if you're curious about what's in there, you can check out this video. But basically it is books from previous challenges that I haven't been able to complete, or my 12 and 12, or whatever. Just a bunch of books that I have wanted to read for previous things before and never gotten to, or are new for my challenges this year. If we land on one of the bases, we're gonna have to either go back to the beginning or back to a previous base. If we land on first base, easy ground out. We rolled over and we're out at first base, go back to home, so we have to start over. If we land on second base, we got caught trying to steal second base. These are all baseball references, so if you're not familiar, I'll try to explain it the best I can, but I love baseball. I'm so happy it's back. I've been watching the spring training games. Unfortunately, today the Red Sox are not on Nesson, so I can't watch it, but that means we can film this at lunch instead of watching the game. So if you land on second base, you got caught stealing, you tried to take a base, and you got caught, and you're out, and you have to go back to home. If you land on third base, blown safe. We had a guy on, we couldn't score him. The other guy, our team let up a run and they couldn't score, or we tied the game and we have to go to extra innings. Basically, we have to go to extra innings, and in extra innings in the Major League Baseball in the regular season, not in the playoffs, you start with a guy on second base at the top of every extra inning. So the 10th inning, man on second base, the last guy who was out goes to second base. And so because of that, if we land on third base, blown save, we have to go all the way back to second base, but we don't have to go all the way back to home. So at least we want to make it over that second base each time. Next, if we land on home plate, the game is over. We get to pick a book of our choosing, no prompt involved. And we also, if we land on home by rolling, we have 6 spaces left and we roll a 6, we also get to remove anything from our TBR. So sometimes these are gonna get pretty long, because using a 12-sided die when there's 40 spaces, it's gonna end up with lots of things. But if I roll exactly and land on home, I get to remove something. So we always hope for that. Yeah, so let's go over what I got last month. That was my first time playing it. We ended up with 9 books on the TBR. The first prompt that I got, this is not in order because I do not remember what order I had got them in, but we'll go over the ones that were not physical reads first. So the first card that I want to go over is Positions, and it was third base. Read a book that has an odd number of pages. I had chose Who Will Die for this. I did read this book, but I don't get to collect the card because it did not have an odd number of pages. No version that I found had an odd number of pages. I don't know why I picked that, but while it does count for completing my TBR, we do not get to complete the card, so that will go back into the deck. The next one is American League teams, and this is Cleveland Guardians, read a book featuring a war. I did start the book that I chose. I chose The End of Sparta, and I tried really hard. I had to soft DNF it. I did end up picking a book to kind of replace this, but I don't get to collect the card because it's not the one that I picked. So even though this counts for like completing my TBR, I don't get to collect the card because I didn't read the book associated with it. It was just way too complicated. I ended up reading I Am Number 4 instead. There is a war in there. Not a big war, but it's like alludes to a big war. It doesn't count anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I did read that book. And I used that also for the buzzword title challenge. I had to have a keyboard key, which is why I chose end, but I Am Number 4 has an I. So we replaced it with that. And I did finish that book, but you know. The next prompt card that we got was cities, and we got Cleveland as well, of the Cleveland Guardians. This was to read a book whose title starts and ends with the same letter. I unfortunately did not complete that, but I had chosen Serial Killers by Jamie King. I didn't get a chance to read it, unfortunately, so we did not complete our TBR. And I've also collected 0 cards. Great. Next was The Song of Achilles. I chose this with the prompt for the San Francisco Giants, read a book with a gold or silver cover. I did not get to this book either. Back onto the TBR. Next we have Wayward by Amelia Hart. The card that I associated with this one was the St. Louis Cardinals, and it is a National League team. Read a book with an animal on the cover. While I have, well, that is supposed to go on the page that I read. Well, I'm somewhere around the 200 page mark. I don't know. I was using my bookmark, but I've started this. I will be able to finish this, I think. So I have a couple of days left. This is my #1 priority book. It's my last like challenge book that I need to read. It is for the Read Good Challenge, where you have to read a book based on Australia or by an Australian author. Amelia Hart is Australian, so that counts. So I should be able to add this card to my collection. We'll see. I think I will, though. I think I will be able to. So I should be able to finish this by the end of the month. It's the one of the few that I'm working on right now. Next, we had the card Legends, and we had, don't lose my place on this one, we had Roger Clemens read a book from the POV of the villain. And Roger Clemens is very notorious as a villain, both for the Red Sox and the Yankees. He played for both. Villain in my mind. Some of these are quite subjective, but that's okay. I chose The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I have, again, not finished this book. I have started it. I listened to it, some of it on audio, and then I've read some of it. But yeah, I think I should be able to finish this by the end of the month. By the time I edit this, it'll probably be the end of the month, and I can insert whether I finish the book in time or not. I should be able to finish it, but we'll see. We'll see how much reading I get done in the next few days. So hopefully we'll be able to add that card to my collection. The next book was Bonds of Hercules, and the prompt for this one was to read the second book in a series. And this is by the video game collection, and it is EA MVP Baseball. Again, I have started this. I'm on page 168 of over 500. Will I be able to finish it? I don't know. I hope so. I really don't think I'm gonna be able to finish all 3 of these. Wayward is the priority, and then I think the priority is this one. So one of them is gonna roll over, which means I won't collect the cards, but hopefully that's 2 cards that I get to collect. Where's the rest of my TBR? Because I know there's others. Oh, okay. So we also landed on a series tile, and we got Tales from the Cafe, which is Before the Coffee Gets Cold. I didn't read that, so that goes back into the series jar. And then my free pick was Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which I did read. So yay. This was my book club book. Our book club meeting is in a couple of days, so of course I had to read this one. And so I did. So out of my TBR, I read, it's probably going to be 4 out of 9, which is obviously an L, and we're going to be using the 12-sided die. Not that surprised by that, let's be honest. I knew that was going to happen because 9 books in 28 days when I knew I was going to be traveling. There's 3 days in the month that I just didn't read because I was doing other things that were important. So yeah, let's go ahead and play the game. I am excited to see what books I get, how many books I end up with, which cards I'm maybe able to collect. We'll see. Okay, so before we get started, I forgot there was another punishment, which is to choose one of these. This is prompts that my boyfriend makes for me, and if I don't finish my TBR from the previous month, then I get to / have to, whatever, choose one of these. He makes me them every year, and they tend to be really, really difficult. So we'll go with this one. It is green. And what is it gonna be? What's it gonna be? I'm opening it up. Hopefully it's not inappropriate. A book recommended by someone close to us. Cute. Okay, so I think off the bat, I know what I'm gonna go with, and I do have to choose the book before this. If I can make it work for a second prompt, I can do that, but if I can't, then it's just an added book. I'm gonna go with The Correspondent by, I don't remember the name, but I'm gonna put it on the screen for you guys. But it was very highly recommended by his aunt and also quite a few of our friends. So The Correspondent is the one I'm gonna pick for this. Okay, let's get into the roles. So we have a couple of different things going on here. So this is gonna be our avatar guy. He won't stand very well, but I thought he looked like Cable, but he has this big weapon and Cable doesn't have a eye patch. He's from Revolving Sushi. If you eat a lot of Revolving Sushi, they give you a little toy. And so this was our little toy, and he's gonna go right there. I don't eat sushi, but my boyfriend does. So I also have added the prompt cards into here, and then I also put them into this container so that they won't go all over the place. I added in the ones that we didn't earn last month, and if I'm not able to earn those other 3, I'll add them in here for April. But I put them kind of in the middle, so hopefully we won't pick them again. Maybe we will, maybe we won't, I don't know. I'm also gonna just leave them here because that is way too far for me to reach. I also grabbed this thing as well, and I'm gonna roll the dice into here so that it's easier to see and I don't have to find it, and hopefully I'm not gonna be blocking the camera with my body too much. So let's go ahead and do roll numero uno. It's a 4. Interesting start. Okay, a 4 it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have our first TBR jar because we didn't get this at all last game. So I'm just gonna pick out one, and it is The Bone Season. That's a long guy. That's okay, we can read that. Okay, so before we get into what we got for roll number 1, I forgot to pull my punishment for not completing my TBR. So not only do I have to use a 12-sided die, but I have to pull a boyfriend prompt. He makes me these prompts every year, and they tend to be really difficult because I'm like, that's very obscure. So a book recommended by someone close to us. I am choosing The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. That one has been recommended by his aunt and then also by a couple of our other friends who also really like the book. So I think it works for the prompt. We'll see if I can use it for anything else. Let's hope that I can. Fingers crossed. But for roll number 1, we got the TBR jar, and the first pick was The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I have not read this one. It has been on a TBR previously, haven't gotten to it, so hopefully we can make this one read. It is like over 600 pages. No, it's not. No, it's not. I was hoping I could use it for the 600-page prompt for Herkyed, but it's only 5 something. So that will not work. Sad. But the TBR jar has spoken. We will be reading The Bone Season. I am excited to read this. It's just a very long book. It's a long month. Hopefully it'll work out. Okay, roll number 2, a 1. Well, this is a lovely start. We got a 1. Let's pick a prompt card. Let's go for the top here. And we got the Detroit Tigers. Read a book that has an exotic animal in the book or on the cover. I can do that. Roll number 2 landed us on a prompt card, and for that we got the Detroit Tigers. This is the American League Team Collection, and it is read a book that has an exotic animal in the book or on the cover. I am gonna go with Serpent in the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I have not finished The War of Lost Hearts, but this has been on my TBR forever, and I've really wanted to read it. It's a vampire fantasy, I think, and I am really excited to get started in this series. So I love vampire books, so I'm excited to read this one, even though I really did not love We Who Will Die. I didn't think it was very good at all, to be honest, but we'll talk about that in my wrap-up video. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna go for prompt number 2. We rolled a, what did I roll? Oh yeah, a 1. And I got a prompt card. Okay. Roll number 3. 8. That should keep us off of first base, so that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, his weapon. That's okay, he doesn't need it on the baseball field. He already hit. We'll get it if he has to go back to goes back to home and hit again. Okay, prompt card. I'll go from the back this time. We got a ballpark, so we got Busch Stadium. Finish a series. Oh, I don't know what I would pick. We will see. So roll number 3 got us another prompt card and is Busch Stadium from the Ballpark collection. I tried to like make the prompts as, you know, close to as possible. I don't really know anything about Busch Stadium. I could have gone with like a beer on the cover or something, but I didn't. So this is finish a series. I am gonna finish the Summer I Turned Pretty series. And that will finish my trilogy for Herkyed, which is very important right now because a lot of books that I have, I'm running out of things to put on the board. But this is the 3rd book in the Summer I Turned Pretty. It'll be on the, it's by Jenny Han, and it is maybe like, It's Not Summer Without You, or We'll Always Have Summer. I think It's Not Summer Without You is the title. I'm probably wrong, but that's fine. That's gonna be for this prompt. I know it's not summer, but maybe it'll make me pretend it's summer for a few minutes. I don't know. I'm excited to finish that series. Okay, roll number 4. Let's hope for something big. It is, oh, I think that's a 12. Is that a 12 or it's a 12? Yay, I didn't jinx myself. Nice. Oh gosh, everything's falling. Sorry about that. This fell over. Okay, I think that gets us past second base, so that's good at least. And we have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh my gosh, another TBR jar. I'm gonna run out of these. I mean, it's only February, and I guess I could just fill it with more stuff, but TBR jar. We have When in Rome by Sarah Adams. Okay, I am excited to read this. I just got it on my Kindle for like $1.99, so that's exciting. Roll number 4 was a 12, and we ended up getting the TBR jar again. So the one that I picked was When in Rome by Sarah Adams. This is a, I don't really know anything about this book. I bought it on my Kindle a few days ago for only a couple of bucks. I don't even think I have my Kindle out here right now. But I think it's about a person who comes back from the city back to her hometown of Rome, Kentucky. I always thought this was actually based in Rome. It's not, but that's okay. But it is the first book in a series, and I'm not sure if it's one I'll continue. I don't really read romance a lot, but it was like the 4th book is like one of the top books of December of last year. So if people are still reading the 4th book, it's got to be good, right? Hopefully I'll like it. We'll see. I've never read from Sarah Adams before, so hopefully I enjoy it. All right, this is roll number 5, I think. Is that it? Don't jinx it. Don't do that to yourself. 10. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my gosh, why can't I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Prompt card. And I'll go from like here. We got, oh, another video game card. So we have MLB The Show. Read the first book that comes to mind. Okay. Shoot, I don't know. First book that comes to mind. I'm just thinking of The Correspondent. Does that count? I can't count. I'm just gonna look at my bookshelf and, oh my gosh, this is too hard. What's a book that oh, okay. When I think of books that I really want to read this month, I know what I'm gonna pick. Okay, roll number 5. We rolled a 10, and the card is read the first book that comes to mind. Now, the first book that I thought of was The Correspondent, but I felt like that was cheating since it was the last book that I actually said out loud. When I think about books that I really want to read in March and need to read in March, the first one that came to mind is Graceless Heart by Isabella Banez. This is the January new release. I have to read it by the 15th of the month. So we are gonna choose that. Here's the card right here. It's MLB The Show. It's part of the video game collection. And read the first book that comes to mind. We're gonna go with Graceless Heart by Isabella Banez. What I'm realizing is that I have a lot of big fantasies on the TBR, but that's okay. We can do that. That's fine. That's fine, right? Everything's fine. You want a 6. 6 or higher. That's a 1, but that's okay. Another TBR jar pick. Oh my gosh. Where'd it go? Here it is. It's over here. Here we go. What do we got? My Friends by Frederick Bachman. That's not bad. Hey, as I'm saying that, we roll a 1. And we got the TBR jar again, but we got My Friends by Frederick Bachman. This was also a very popular book from last year. It's on my 12 and 12 maybe. No, it's part of my like yearly challenge where I read the best books from the previous year to make sure I don't like miss out on anything good. So My Friends by Frederick Bachman. I'm excited to read this. I think it's going to be a pretty good book. Plus I can use it for translation, for Herkyed, and another challenge, which is great. So I'm excited to read that one. We've gotten the TBR jar a ton though. Okay, roll number 7. What am I doing? Pick up this thing, not that thing. What's going on here? Okay, we want a 5. 11. That's not a 5, but it is the free pick and the end of the game. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I get to pick a free pick as my last. Okay, so our final roll. We did not roll a 6, I think it was I just said. But we did get an 11, so that finished off the board, and we were able to pick a free pick. I am gonna choose This Is How You Lose the Time War by Mel El Modhar and Max Gladstone. It's a pretty short one, but it also does fulfill some other prompts that I'm doing throughout the month's challenges, which we'll talk about in a moment. So I definitely want to go with this one because it's short. I could go with The Correspondent as my free pick. I didn't think about that. I think setting now the rule will not be if the prompt that I get in the beginning, if I fail my TBR, I can't use the free prompt. But I can try to fit it to something else throughout the game. That's going to be the rule because that just doesn't make sense. It's like I just have to choose a book from my free pick that I maybe was going to choose. And that kind of defeats the purpose. So, but for this one, we're going to go with This Is How You Lose the Time War. So for my official TBR, so this will determine if I win or lose the game. We have This Is How You Lose the Time War. We have My Friends by Frederick Bachman. We have Graceless Heart by Isabella Banez. We have When in Rome by Sarah Adams. We have Summer I Turned Pretty 3, which is called It's Not Summer Without You, or We'll Always Have, I think it's We'll Always Have Summer. I don't know. But that's going to be for finishing a series. We also have Serpent and the Wings of Night. And we have The Bone Season. So that is 7 books. Oh, also The Correspondent. So it's actually going to be 8 books. So I have to finish those 8 books to finish my TBR in March. I feel like that's doable because it is a long month. And I also have, what do I have? I do have like a lot of weekend stuff coming up. So it's like St. Patrick's Day. And my partner has like a holiday party, not really holiday, but a yearly party that we need to go to. What else is in March? Oh, I'm going to a bachelorette party. So we'll see. That's a couple hours away, so I could do something on audio. I could totally, I can do it. I think I can do it. I think I can read these 8 books. Yeah, 8 books. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to finish 8 in the month of February, but I had a lot of going on in February, so we'll see. I'm scared. Okay, so those are my official TBR. I do have some other books that need to be on the TBR because of other challenges that I'm doing. The first one's being the buzzword challenges. So the first one is you have to use this or that for the title. This Is How You Lose the Time War. Perfect. It's short. Love it. That's going to be my book for that. The cover challenge is to have a book with something moving or something in motion. And I think that it's something or someone in motion or something like that, whatever. I'm gonna use My Friends because those people are obviously swimming. They look like they're moving. Perfect. Next is the Read Good Challenge, which is to read a book that has an Oscar nominated or winning adaptation. I'm gonna go with Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I have been wanting to read this one. I was hoping it would come out of the TBR jar, but no such luck. But that's okay, we can get another one out of there. I have it in this very large copy here. I may read it like this. It's very like Bible-ish, where it's like thin pages and there's a lot of them. But I think I will probably end up listening to the audio for that because there is a free version on Audible. So that's that. And then we have the Stardew Valley Challenge, and you have to do the collectibles. I've only able to collect one of the 4 so far, so I have to do 3 this month. But it's okay. So the first one that I need to fulfill is romance or feel good, and I'm gonna use Sense and Sensibility for that because that is totally romance. Also, When in Rome is a romance, so that fits for that. Next is a TBR veteran. So I had a list of books that were like on my TBR veterans, and that's why I chose The Serpent and the Wings of Night as well, because I've had this for a long time. It's one of the first books I bought when I started my channel, and I still haven't read it. So this will count as TBR vet. And then we also have a nonfiction. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick Serial Killers back on my TBR. It's a shorter one, and it has pretty large words with large margins and stuff like that, and no pictures, thank goodness. I was thinking, oh, there's pictures. No, thank goodness there aren't. But it's basically like a summary of like all of the worst serial killers. So it doesn't really work with anything, but it's a nonfiction. So, I mean, I'm assuming none of that's made up. And then the Goodreads challenges, I like to complete those cards every month. I do have 3 still to collect, so I'm behind. But the first one is Lasting Reads that I haven't done. I'm gonna go ahead and put Song of Achilles back on the TBR. I have not been able to read this. This also I've had for a long time for TBR vet. It could also count for that if for some reason I don't get to Serpent and the Wings of Night. This I've also had for a pretty long time, so we're gonna go with that one. Didn't read it last month, but I will try this month. And then we have Black Heritage. I'm going to be choosing Our Vicious Oaths by N.P. Davenport, N.V. Davenport. I'm not sure. It's on the screen right now, but it is a fantasy, and I think it's enemies to lovers, and I'm going to go into it kind of blind. I have a ton of fantasy books, so I'm really, really hoping that I can get to this one and that it doesn't like pop other ones off the list. If I'm in a romance mood, I may choose one of the romance books on the list, but this one is on Kindle Unlimited, and none of the like Black authors that I have are on that list, so that's unfortunate. Maybe I'll buy it because that's kind of the point. So, and then I'm actually able to triple up This Is How You Lose the Time more for Persona picks. I think The Song of Achilles will also work for this too, in case for some reason I'm not able to read this one, but this is definitely a priority, so we'll get that read. There is one that is unavailable. It is not quite March yet. It's February 26th, I think, when I'm filming this. So the March bookmark has not launched yet. So I don't know what it is, but I know it's women's history. So hopefully one of these books that are written by female will be on the list and I can count it for that. And then the only other book that I know I'm going to have to read in March is my book club book, but we have not met yet. Last month it was Atmosphere, so hopefully it will be a book that I've already picked out. I kind of doubt it, but hopefully we'll see. I almost texted the girl whose turn it is to pick to be like, so what are you gonna choose? But usually what we do is we offer up 3 options and then we vote, so I have no way of knowing what it's gonna be. So I'll know that in a couple of days. I'll put it in the description box because hopefully, I don't think I'll get this edited and uploaded by then, by the 28th, which is when our meeting is. So hopefully that works out. I think I can finish this TBR. I don't know if I can finish all of the books. See, that's the thing is I find the TBR is important and I want to finish it, but finishing all of these other challenges that I've started and want to keep going with is important too. And not a lot of those books are on the TBR. So we had to add, well, the book club book, probably women's history. Hopefully there's one on the TBR. This Is How You Lose the Time more. That's on the TBR. But then we have Our Vicious Oath, The Song of Achilles, Sense and Sensibility, and the Serial Killer book. So we'll see. Maybe there'll be some memoir for a woman that I want to read, and then that will also be my nonfiction. This is subject to change. Not the official 8 books that I need to read for my TBR. That's not subject to change. That's what I need to read to win the game, but everything else, we'll see. So, hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. Let me know, what are you reading this month? Have you checked out Stephanie and Sylvia? If I didn't mention before, I think I did, but my game is heavily inspired by them. So definitely check out their channels. It'll all be linked down below. And check out Stephanie for QWERTY, her kid videos. I love them, and I'm excited about 3.0, even though we're still months away and I'm not even close to done with this one. So hope that you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.